Hello everybody and welcome. Today we are taking a look at Generation Zero. Hello everybody and welcome. Today we are taking a look at Generation Zero. So I've been away from the game for quite some time. Just recently decided to start getting back into it, seeing what's changed, what's been added. So one thing right off the bat when I first loaded this up the other day was selecting world and character. For some of you that have already been playing know what this is. For those that are possibly returning to the game or just coming to the game, I've played around a little bit with it. I kind of have an idea. And so what it is the way the game used to be, there was one world and you had 4 characters. These characters all shared the same quest progress, same stash, essentially everything that dealt with that. Character progression was individual, and that was all the world stuff. So with world 1, 2, 3, 4, you've got different worlds that you can do. It's going to be the same stories, same quests, same progression essentially, except it allows you to have, if you want to do a fresh start with, say, an old character, you can do that. So essentially you only have 4 character slots and only 4 world slots. But if I wanted to take my character into the game at the very, very beginning and play through from the very beginning, I could do that by selecting a new world. One nice thing about this is once you start a new world, if you decide later that you want to clear a world just to be able to do another playthrough, you can. You just select the world and you delete the world. It does not delete your character, it just deletes the world. So then you've got to where you can play through the story stuff again and what have you. So for the sake of the stream, now that I've come back to the game and I've kind of gotten my feet wet yet again with this game. I played it a lot on Xbox quite a while ago. But now I'm thinking about actually playing with a brand new character, starting at the very, very beginning for the sake of the stream. Kind of what I'm wanting to do here is I want to have a character just for streaming. So if I get on Generation Zero and I decide I want to stream, I will use that character specifically. So let's go ahead and make our character. Got some really goofy outfits here. We'll do skirmish difficulty. We don't need difficulty scaling. Do we want to do Swedish or English? I think for now we'll just stick with English. Still trying to figure out. Some very unattractive females. Not a fan. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, this face, when I look at it, especially if I go with a long hair, it just makes me think of Lou Diamond Phillips. I don't know why. It just has that, the shape of his face. A lot of the times that's the one I actually go with, just because I really like Lou Diamond Phillips as an actor. I am just not a fan of these face models. I'm really not. Go with slightly more tan. Yeah, we'll go military kid. We're gonna go camo with the hat. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So right now, I am running my performance information. I may turn that off. I turned it on to see where I was performing, how everything was running, and just seeing if I needed to lower anything. I'm pretty much topped out on most things. There are a few things that I lowered just for the sake of visual and yeah, I wanted good performance, and I sacrificed very little visual, but I am running a i5 10400F processor and a GTX 1660 Super with 6 gigs of video RAM, and then I believe 60. I think 24 gigs of RAM. So they have changed quite a bit in this game. Just looking through, making sure. Yep. So having a nether world, it literally gives you a whole new progression. So I actually like that. So for right now, we're just going to go ahead and loot everything that we come across. I mean, we're going to be doing that a majority of the game anyhow. Let's go ahead and get some of these. Oops, didn't mean to drop that. Assign, we're gonna assign that to slot 3.
Grandma, what's going on? I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I'm at the church. It's me again. Of course you guys aren't home. What were you thinking?
Ironically, you start
if you ever hear
with
this,
a flashlight
hear this.
already, and
Help.
normally you wouldn't
I'm
be
at
able to
the
use it.
church.
You wouldn't be able to use the flashlight until you actually picked one up. You always want to check bathrooms. You can find med kits and stuff like that. So still have no ammo. It's okay. Okay. So, the game doesn't start off telling you really the story behind this and what's going on. So, let me fill you in real quick. So, you and 3 of your friends had gone on a little vacation trip. You guys went to an island off the coast of Sweden. And when you came back, everybody was gone. There's very few people that are still around the area. And you're trying to figure out what happened. And so a lot of it is surviving. There's no hunger, there's no thirst, so it's not that hardcore of survival, but I mean it's still survival nonetheless. I'm going to go ahead and push to the church. I may backtrack. Right here, I do know there is a rifle. Actually, you know what? I know it's around the church. I'm going to run up here to get this rifle. Ow. I should have known better than to actually do that. Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't notice me beforehand. So ready to get the rifle. I won't have a lot of ammo for it right off the bat, but it makes certain things so much easier. So there's one runner. Make that 3 runners. You have to be careful. This is why I want my rifle, which is in that house. 2nd floor if I remember correctly. So one thing I do love about this game, or I should say one aspect, is the development team. They have done so much with this game, and it's not the only game that they have made that I have thoroughly enjoyed. They did Hunter Call of the Wild, which is a really, really good hunting simulator. If you like hunting games, check it out. Apparently my aim is a little off tonight. And the other thing you want to make sure you grab when you come out here is going to be not just the rifle, but the scope. It's nothing fancy with the scope, but once we get some ammo for it, it will make our life easier. So here's hoping we can find some ammo while we're here. See what I mean? Make sure you're checking bathrooms, check rooms. there's going to be a lot of resources that you're going to want to have. And we've got some hollow point for our sniper now. Well, hunting rifle. I wouldn't go as far as saying it is a full-blown sniper. It's your short-range rifle. As far as scopes on it, I run the 1 to 4. There's no point running anything higher. At least I don't think there is. Some people might argue, some people might correct me on that, but in my experience, this rifle is pretty decent at mid-range, short to mid-range, and you really don't need a high power scope for that. If you're struggling with range with this particular rifle, then chances are you probably, if you're trying to really reach out and touch stuff with this rifle, you should probably look for a better rifle, honestly. Alright, so yes, there are structures up here, and normally, yes, I would go for them. However, when we get to the church, which is around this area, we actually can get a bicycle, which is going to make moving around the map a lot faster. Well, I shouldn't say a lot faster. It makes it faster. There is a DLC that I'm really wanting to get. It actually adds motorcycles to the game. It's 3 different types of motorcycles. One's a dirt bike, which obvious off-road. There's a motorbike, which is pretty much going to be your faster travel on roads. And then there is a resistance motorcycle that is more armored. I think it's like $5 for the DLC, $5 or $6. I don't know. I want to get it. I'm really debating on getting it. I have the money technically that I could. However, I am trying to save up to get a Steam Deck. I'm going to be taking a trip with my brother in April. We are going to DC. We're going to go spend a week there and just see the sights. So that'll be interesting. Kind of looking forward to it, honestly. My brother and I, we haven't really done much together, and this is going to be our first trip that it's just going to be him and I going on, and so I just want to have the Steam Deck in case we have time at the hotel. Gives me something to do. So I don't know, we'll see. I've got a few weeks before the trip, so I should be alright. Set of binoculars, I'll take them just Huh. That's right, I forgot that this car actually has the mission it's a side quest to go actually to that location where I just was to get the rifle. So, me being ahead of the game, I saved myself from walking all the way over there. So, another set of binoculars. That's all right. Once we get in the church, I think we should have a salvage bench in the church. I can salvage some of this stuff down and free up some inventory weight. So, one thing I would suggest, anytime you're around these trucks, check the back, check the front, and make sure you check behind the seats. Sometimes there are collectibles hidden behind or bags in front of the seat, so little tidbit of information there. Okay, so I know there are some runners here. There's 3 of them. Try to get a little closer before engaging, just so we know we've got some better shots lined up. But we also want to make sure before we engage we do have some immediate cover if needed. So I think I'll use this. The wall here. You just gotta watch. That would have been a really good shot if I would have landed it. There we go. Got 2 of them. And there's that one. Got more to our left. Yep, there he is. That's on this. That's not. It looks like there's going to be another one coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and get off that wall, get some better cover. Yep, there he is. If I can get in the church, it'll help because I can get out on the roof for a better vantage point. Let's go ahead and close this behind us. That way nothing follows me in.
Hello? Is anyone down there? Oh, thank goodness. I'm upstairs, by the organ. I'm in pain. I need help.
It's so weird actually having NPCs in the game. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. It gives the world a much better feel, because before the game felt pretty empty of life. You would be running through all this that's just barren, empty, bunch of robots everywhere, but no people. Like, nobody. It was so disturbing initially.
Oh, you're real. I didn't imagine things. My name's Therese. I hurt my leg and arm pretty bad. If that's okay, can you make me a first aid kit? There are some instructions on how to do it over there. Here, you can have this walkie-talkie. We should make sure not to lose contact, right? Could you go get my scout gear outside, if you don't mind? It's next to Miss Bikey. I have all you need to make a first aid kit. I can't go back out myself. I had to just drop all my stuff. I was too slow and I was in so much pain.
So the crafting system is a new system that I'm gonna be trying to figure out. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, see, me gathering everything on our way here has already given us all the materials that we need to make first aid kits. Let's go ahead and make a couple of them. Repair kit for the motorbikes. I do not have the DLC, so I'm not sure why they give me the option to make those yet. Gasoline, which it says it's for the motorbikes, but you can also use gas for other stuff. I think it's gonna make me go outside anyhow. Okay. Yeah. Oop. Can I actually? I can't actually do this.
Okay, good. Come back and I'll walk you through how you can make a first aid kit yourself. They always taught us you can craft anything out of almost nothing. We're lucky our priest Jonne is also a bit of a handyman. This helps a lot. I feel a bit better already. Thanks. I appreciate it. Look, my grandparents have gone missing. They weren't home when those things... Can you help me find them? This island only has one main road anyway, so if we want to get help, we need to go west. There's a clear cut nearby. We can start there. Grandpa used to be a woodcutter. He'd work there sometimes. If we're lucky, we might find something there.
Okay, so this is interesting. I don't remember you having to have a key before, so I do want to try to find that key because I know that there is a shotgun. I don't know if she ends up giving me the key once I've done the next part of the mission.
Grandpa doesn't want any guns around the house. I wanted to look for the key myself, but with all those machines, I just couldn't.
There we go.
We found old Bettan.
And if you want a shotgun,
Rusty,
this is where you get
but
one.
Grandpa went hunting recently, so it should still do the job. You keep it. Guns, not my thing.
And there is a collectible here. See, I thought the collectible was on the organ. Not gonna lie, I love that tone, that tune. Alright, so this very well could be, yep, there it is. So this is why I said make sure you're checking stuff, checking the vehicles. You may not find anything, you may very well find stuff. Collectibles are always good if you can track them down. So alright, vehicle station.
I'm not fully happy unless I'm riding my trusty bike. They're silent too, so I think the machines couldn't hear me when I was trying to escape.
A little bumpy, a little wonky, but it's alright. How are we doing on weight? We are at 30 of 64 pounds, which it's not too bad. I can live with that. So skill wise, off the bat, I push one of two things. I either push for getting the carry capacity as soon as possible, which on the path you're going to get more stamina. You only need to put 1 point here and 1 point into running speed before you get carry capacity. Very good skills to have early game. The only other one that I would take is lockpicking. That would be my second option to go for first. What I would suggest on just about every character, have lockpicking, have carry capacity. It will help you so much. Unless you are really, really, really good with inventory management and you're on top of it quite a bit, you may not need to go for carry capacity. But lockpicking, there are going to be a lot of doors that you find that will be locked. So it is a very good skill to have no matter what your build. Yeah, So level 6, technically, you can have 1 point in carry capacity and lockpicking. Level 7, you could have, if you decide to go 2 points carry capacity, by level 7 you could have lockpicking. But level 6, you could have technically both at 1 point. If I'm doing my math right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then grab another carry capacity, or 2 at level 3 you'll have lockpicking, and then just start pushing for carry capacity. I just find it so much. I find it more useful for having that stamina amount and running speed. So we're just going to go stamina, run speed, 1 point carry capacity, maybe 2. We might just grab both of those before we grab lockpicking. Chemist, it gives you more gas resistance, which is helpful. You can get... Is it eyewear? Yes, you can get gas masks, and it gives you quite a bit of gas resistance. So we're not really looking for the chemist as much as we are lockpicking. Alright, so now that we have our bike, let's go ahead and go over here to the farm.
I haven't seen or talked to anyone for 4 days. Yeah, since Friday. Do you know where everyone is? Those machines, they just showed up out of nowhere.
And actually, if I remember correctly, the farm... Weird physics on the bikes. I hope the dirt bikes are not that
please.
bumpy.
What? They're distracted. By a radio. Oh, that's so great. So, let's keep an eye out for anything that makes noise.
And I do apologize if my mic quality and game audio are kind of wonky. I'm still trying to get some of my OBS settings situated. And that was a tick. I think there's another tick over here. Apparently assignments are account-wide, because I had started the assignment on my other character, so, and on a different world, so that I guess is good to know. To get that. I love this game. Someone was not having a good day. Nope. Didn't think I could open the hood on that, but you never know. Some more pistol ammo. The pistol, the one you get at the beginning, it's not the greatest pistol in the world, but it does work for these basic runners, so don't be afraid to use it. It's phenomenal for the ticks. One little shot, one well-placed shot on ticks, and it drops them, so... If you catch on fire, lay down. It literally immediately puts the fire out. Gotta love those rules. Stop, drop, and roll. Only there's really no rolling, but there is stopping and dropping, so... And there's a collectible, and what did we just pick up? I think, rifle silencer. Yeah? So that helps us even more. So, shotguns are nice. I will say buckshot or slugs are your best bet. Birdshot, it's... I wouldn't even say it's worth.
Yeah, it's just a bit further down that road. Alright, so some people in the area gathered there. That's good. Our family has known the Anderssons since forever. So maybe it was my grandparents' idea to meet up there. They do have lots of space on their farm.
So, I do want to point out these drawings. They're actually very useful information. So, when it comes to these diagrams, it's going to show you different things. Typically, it's going to show you the fuel cell location, which on the hunters, it's on their back. The crosshairs are spots you're going to want to aim for. The face, and there's a spot below, essentially connecting the torso to the legs. Essentially your waist area on the hunters you're going to want to aim for. It'll show you the weapon systems as far as the exclamation marks. So the best way to deal with hunters, I would suggest get rid of the melee and then get rid of the big gun if you can. Once you've dealt with those two, they're pretty much just fast, annoying to shoot. You want to deal with killing enemies, killing these robots as fast as possible, but a lot of it's just time, learning where to shoot. Okay, so our next objective area is up here. We can go back for the bike. I've gotten so used to playing this game without transportation, without the bike, without the motorcycles. When I got back into it, I knew there were bikes. I just wanted... I felt better just running. I will say these bicycles are a lot faster on the road. So keep that in mind when you're traveling on the bikes. And the physics on them are very, very unusual. I'm doing low speeds, and I'm being bounced around like a bobber in water. So, with all this, it's almost not even worth using a bike
It's
off
good you found
road.
me. There's no one else I can turn to. We were on a camping trip.
But if you're staying on the
We all turned
road,
18 this year, so it was kind
you're
of
gonna get around
party,
a lot
you know.
faster, a lot
We were there
smoother.
for a couple of days, having a great time. But when I came home, that's when it all started. My buddies, even the police, they're all dead. My family, maybe they're dead too. I hope someone helped them.
So I will point out, if it's blue sparks, you're hitting a weak spot. If it's red sparks or orange sparks, you're hitting a stronger spot that you're not doing a lot of damage to. You can sprint, strafing left and right. hear ticks. I think they're in this container if I remember correctly. And oh. There's another runner. Let's go ahead and deal with these ticks real quick. I'm not sure if there's another one in there or not. So, one nice thing that I do want to mention, if you are in a fight and you realize that it's better to run than to stay, once you've damaged a specific robot, that damage stays on that robot indefinitely until it is completely destroyed. So you can do some damage, realize that there's a lot more enemies around, and you just need to get out if you're fighting a rival or whatever the case may be and just need to flee. You can, and track that rival down again later, and it's going to have the same amount of damage on it. They don't heal back up. They don't respawn if you leave them alone too long. That damage stays. So don't be afraid to flee if needed. It's always better to live and fight another day than to die and lose. Another one of these hunting rifles. My guess is it's a 1 star. Yep. And we came out here to this truck, and I think there's a quest that brings us out here at some point anyhow. So, you know, just getting a little bit of a head start, I guess. So ironically, my other character, I think this is about where I picked up on. So I played this game more on Xbox. I've had it on PC for quite some time. I just really didn't give it a lot of playtime. No, I was in this farm on my other character when I came back. So.
Shoot! Are we too late? Do you think you're able to get rid of them?
Yeah, so this is showing you fuel tanks on their back, guns are on their shoulder typically, and they do have armor plating on their head and shoulders typically, so. And I do want to point out a nifty little trick. Flares distract.
You're really someone I can count on. Do you see or hear anyone? Maybe in the barn. I remember they had it well stocked just in case.
Ticks. You play the game enough, you start to learn the sounds. Normally I'm a little more aware of explosions in the distance that I am before I go and do stuff like that. I am taking a lot of unnecessary damage for my own mistakes. So just be aware of vehicles, and when you kill robots, they explode and they will detonate the vehicles as well. So just be mindful of positioning. The barns, I will suggest check every stall. Sometimes there's loot in the stalls. You will find crates from time to time.
It's locked. Weird. You can probably find a key in their house. Hey, how about I meet up with you at the barn? I feel better, and no way I'm staying cooped up in here on my own. Don't fret. I'll be cautious.
I will say the game does give you a lot better tutorial, a lot better just kind of guidance than it used to. It used to just kind of drop you in the game. It gave you a little bit here and there, but not to the extent that we are experiencing now. So I do very much like that they have added a fair amount of just assistance here and there. It's not like holding your hand amount, but it's enough that it's a good little guidance. I do want to gather up all the gasoline I find because I very well may end up getting the
I know the folks at the farm.
motorcycle
They're
DLC
both
tomorrow.
around 70, I think. Their daughter, Anita, she's pretty cool. My favorite grown-up, you could say. We sometimes talk on the radio when she's driving or when I'm out camping.
So I just picked up sticky emergency flares. Now these are extremely useful. Reason being, so we learned with emergency flares, if you throw them, it distracts robots. They will shoot at them. The emergency flare that are sticky are exceptionally useful for the simple fact that if you've got a hunter or even a tank, the bigger robots, and you've got a lot of little guys around you, you stick some of them stickies to the big guys, you get one stuck and wait for it to burn out, stick another one, all the little guys around him are going to sit there and shoot him for you. So it will help you save some ammo. And it's just comical to watch the robots shooting each other. It works so well. I've done it so many times. I get into a spot where I see that the town has a bunch of little guys and a couple big guys. There's a lot of different ways to set yourself up for a much, much easier fight than having to try to do it solo. Although, if you've got a few buddies, you can play this multiplayer, which on Xbox, I did go online a few times, and I actually ended up meeting some cool people. I got some free gear. Granted, I didn't really need it, but on Xbox, the community was super helpful. I want to say that the PC community is just as helpful, but I honestly don't know. I haven't tried. I haven't gone online to check. Maybe one day with the stream, maybe that's something we'll do together. Okay, so while we're here, we're gonna go ahead and loot everything and
Hey, this is Anita. So sorry I couldn't call earlier. It's been busy as hell here. Where the hell are you guys? Everyone in the area needs to get stuff.
we do need to kind of do some inventory management real quick. So first thing we're gonna do,
Yeah,
we need to
I'm so
recycle
relieved.
some stuff.
So,
We don't need two
to the bomb
shotguns.
shelter in Salttown.
Before I salvage this,
So that's where everyone is. They have to be.
one thing,
Before you go, could you go get their toolbox? They keep it in their boat shed down by the jetty. You've helped me, so I got to help you too now.
one thing I do want to point out, when you're picking up these weapons, make sure you're checking for attachments. A lot of the times they'll have ammo in them, and if I remember, it is a full mag worth of ammo. So just make sure before you salvage weapons that you're actually emptying the mags. Because it will, if you are struggling with ammo, that is one way to help with ammo. Okay, so now that I've gone through and pulled the ammo out, we'll go ahead and start recycling all these that we don't need. I really don't salvage a lot of my equipment, mostly because there we go. Mostly because I use a fair amount. Now there is some stuff that I don't use, but this early I would rather stockpile some of it than try to. Oops. I don't need this many pairs of binoculars, they just add to my weight. I do need to put this on my bar. Okay, so we do have a 4 to 8 time scope. It's the next scope up from our 1 to 4, which we have a 2-star or 2 crown. Means it's going to be cleaner. I don't think the lens is cracked in a 2. So we'll go ahead and recycle that. We're not going to need this many rifle silencers, especially 1 crown. The 4 to 8 time scope, I really don't see a reason to put it on these rifles. It just seems excessive. Because at those ranges, you're not going to be hitting as much because these rifles aren't that accurate. Now, the next thing we need to do is go through some of our, if we are doing a lot of inventory management, watching our weight, which right now we're over half capacity. I don't like that. So what we need to do is kind of go through and figure out what ammo are we using, what ammo are we not using. And honestly, looking at this stash box, I know I have not picked up any 50 cal ammo. So across world, the storage box looks like it is still a shared thing. Huh. I kind of like that, kind of don't. Yeah, it definitely is, because I would not have these weapons yet. I mean, it's kind of good to know at this point. So, I mean, that gives me a bit more to play with. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't want to. Either way, back to our inventory management. So we are using 243 soft point ammo. One way we know is it'll have a weapon icon if it's loaded into a weapon that you have in your inventory. So even if you've got a weapon that you're not using that you're wanting to scrap, if it's got ammo in it, when you're looking at your ammo, it's going to tell you that it is one that is currently slotted. Birdshot we could actually get rid of. I hate birdshot. It's not good ammo. Slugs are good. Slugs are actually really good. They turn the shotgun into a close range, close to mid-range sniper. They are surprisingly very accurate. So it might be worthwhile to use slugs if you're running low on your sniper ammo. But you're gonna probably not have a lot of 12 gauge slug this early. Buckshot's good, big pellets, and pretty tight spread. I'm not using any of that right now, so I'm trying to keep the ammo based on the weapons that I have actually come across. So, plus there's no real point in trying to save up a lot of this. So boombox we're not using, that we're not using, those we're not using. We don't need to technically carry 15 flares. For the sake of weight we'll do 10. Fireworks, I want to say the fireworks work similar to the flares. They're louder, but they could have a shorter range. I'm not sure. You know what? Let's hold off on putting those in the stash. We're definitely going to stash our gas. Lock picks we don't need yet. Don't need that. Don't need this. Don't need that. So that really helped narrow our inventory down. We're just going to throw that in there. Save on weight. We're not going to use it. Okay, so all in all, I think we're on the right track at the moment. We could, if we really wanted to grab a SMG, we could run the K-Pist. I don't think I've got a lot of SMG ammo right now. No, I really don't. And the K-Pist is going to mob through it, so for weight, currently we're just going to leave that in box. Can I? Nope. Alright, so let's take a quick look at fireworks, because I'm trying to remember. It says it overloads machine's threat identifying circuits. I don't know if that just kind of like throws them off, or if it, I don't know. I know I've always had really good luck with emergency flares. It focuses on the emergency flares rather than you. The fireworks, I think it just is a strong distraction, but I could be wrong. We'll look into that at some point. We need to assign these and assign those. Adrenaline shots you do not need to assign. The way they work, if you die in combat or die from falling, it gives you an option to use an adrenaline shot. There are some very hardcore players out there that what they'll do is, if they die, they'll exit to main menu, delete the character, and try again. And it's all because of, if you look at team, Oh. I know I have not died on this character, but I think this counts account wide. So, but people will push to have 0 deaths. So if they die, that character gets deleted. Although I think now that this is account wide, I don't think that's going to be as easy to pull off. So. I don't need any of those because I find plenty of those out and about. Okay, so currently we've got our pistol, we got our sniper rifle, and we've got a shotgun. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Recycle, we're gonna go to ammo, and we're gonna recycle all this birdshot because we do not like it. Minimum batch, you have, wow, apparently I have to salvage 5 at a time, which is fine. I'll just every now and then grab all the birdshot and salvage it, and yeah. So now we need to go out here a little ways. I just want to check this truck real quick since I haven't.
Yeah, I made it to the barn. Phew, that was close. It's so weird to be in here.
So,
In ages.
honestly, I don't know how long I'm going to be running the stream tonight. I had a long day at work. I'm kind of tired.
Awesome.
I might actually
My secret plan
wrap
is
it
to
up
try to
here
repair a field
once
radio
I
for
get
you.
back up to the
This summer
barn.
at Scout Camp, I showed everyone how to fiddle with radios. We had such a blast.
And honestly, I think this is the exact spot, quest-wise, that I left off on my other character. Only my other character, I had gone not just here, but I had gone all the way up the coast to get these other locations. This one, I'm not sure. There is an item out here on this island, but I'm not sure if you can walk across. I know you cannot swim in this game, but maybe we'll check that out. I don't work tomorrow, so we will do some maybe exploring. After I get the dirt bike, we'll just head out to some of these other locations around this area that we may have missed. I do know I would like to get lock picking before really adventuring up to these locations, because if I remember correctly, one of these is a building that's got 2 or 3 locked doors, and it's not going to be worth me going all the way out there if I don't have the lock picking skills. So let's go ahead and shut the door.
Thanks.
and-
Just give me a sec. There. It should work now. Take it. You know how dangerous it is out there. Now, all we need to do is head to Salthamn and meet up with everyone, right? It's just across the bridge. That's the closest thing to town we have out here in the archipelago.
So, one really nice thing that we just got is the field radio is something that you can place that allows you to fast travel to it. Super, super helpful. Wow, why do I have 2 more binoculars in my storage? I don't even know. So, either way, so I feel like we made some okay progress. I know it's not the longest stream, and I understand that some of you may want to go longer, may want to have longer videos. Tomorrow, I'm off work. So I plan to be able to sit down and really dive into this. I may actually run my other character. He is down in this area. I think he actually has some quests to do over here and over here. And I think he's starting to push up into this area soon to actually head off the what most people call the starter island. I mean, this whole region down here is just kind of the get used to things region. It's pretty basic, fairly simple stuff down here. There's some challenge areas, but for the most part down in this first region, it's pretty easy to get through, pretty steady. Once you get past the first region and start being able to move into the main island, the main area, it gets drastically harder. You start encountering bigger enemies, harder enemies. There are a few spots that have dedicated weapons that you may be interested in grabbing. There's a lighthouse. I want to say here. I could be wrong. It's been a long time. I'll have to look it up. But somewhere, I really think it's around this area. It could be on this even. It's got a purple 50 cal with quite a bit of ammo that you can get that's right next to it. So really good to have early on. You just gotta essentially with the motorcycle, it might not be too bad, and the amount of gas that I have stashed, it might not be that bad to get up here, but we will see. But for now, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream. I do want to say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I know I am thoroughly excited to get back into this game, and it feels phenomenal on PC. I love it on keyboard and mouse. It actually runs really well with keyboard and mouse. But if you are a controller person, go ahead. It runs great with controller. This is one of the games that when I get my Steam Deck, I will be putting this game on that. So I am going to have to try to get back into the feel with the controller on this game. As hard as it's going to be to put the keyboard and mouse off to the side to pick up the controller, it's just going to take a little, nudging on my end to actually want to do that. But again, I want to say thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again for the next video tomorrow, or the next stream I should say. And we may play around with this character. We may jump onto my higher level. It's not much higher. I mean, it's level 6, halfway to 7. But this character, we got to level 3. My main is level 6, but either way, thank you all, and have a very, very good night.